Right here and here. Okay. So, herbal medicines are more popular than ever. Estimates vary, but the global market has grown rapidly in the past decades, according to the European herbal practitioners. So, the global market has grown rapidly, according to the European herbal practitioners. So, the global market has grown rapidly in the past decade, and according to the European Herbal Practitioners Association, the European Union market is worth 6.8 billion euros a year. Then he mentions something else. So let's get back to the question. Are herbal remedies in the European Union, does the European Union have the largest herbal remedies market? I'll give you some time. Here's the text again. The answer is not given. They have mentioned the European Union's share, but they didn't mention if it's the largest market. Of course, this is a very large number, but they didn't say anything about its relation to the other markets. Next paragraph. Of course, I'll solve the questions in order, so expect that. No one doubts that herbs are full of medicinal chemicals. After all, plants are the source of half of the pharmaceuticals in our modern medicine cabinet. So, no doubt that herbs are full of medicinal chemicals. They are full of chemicals that can heal us. After all, plants are the source of half of the pharmaceuticals in our modern medicine cabinet. Let's just check the answer, the question. It is widely known that herbal medicines lack proper chemical ingredients. Let's get back. Most of the top 7 sellers, such as ginseng and garlic powder, seem to have something going for them. But why take a risk by swallowing something as unpredictable as plant material? Now we're moving on. So it's widely known that herbal medicines lack proper chemical ingredients. No, they are full of them. All right, and the proper chemical ingredient is the medicinal ingredients. So this is no. Next, the risks associated with the herbal medicine are well documented. Well documented means well known. But why take a risk by swallowing something as unpredictable as plant material when modern science can isolate the active ingredient and serve it to you straight? Alright? Why do you get a plant that or whose risks are unpredictable when science can just take the active ingredient and put it in a pill, and put it in a small pill? Okay? So the answer here is no. Okay, it's unpredictable. They are unpredictable. Research has provided some evidence for the effectiveness of herbal ingredients. So was there evidence for the effectiveness? Let's take a look at the next paragraph. Herbalists or scientists? Research, okay. Claim it is because mixtures are better than pure chemicals. They say that dozens of biologically active components in a plant work together to produce a greater effect than any one chemical on its own. Sounds like New Age hokum, but scientists are finding that the herbalists are sometimes right. So research has provided some evidence to the effectiveness of the herbal ingredients. What's your opinion? I'll give you some time. So scientists are proving that the herbalists are sometimes right. So research has provided some evidence for the effectiveness of herbal medicine? Yes. Okay. Next one. Combination therapy is based on the same concepts as herbal medicine or herbal medicine. In fact, herbs could point us towards a whole new generation of drugs. So here, the idea is that there is some backup, or there is some evidence to the herbalist's claim. Whole new generation of drugs. Modern medicine is hooked on the idea of the magic bullets. The pure drug molecule like aspirin or penicillin. Even multi-drug approaches such as combination therapy for HIV are just some more of the same. Each ingredient in the cocktail is a magic bullet in its own right. So in fact, herbs could point us towards a whole new generation of drugs. Modern medicine is hooked on the idea of the magic bullet, the pure drug molecule, okay? A pure drug molecule, like aspirin or penicillin. So it's a piece of medicine or a pill that has just a single, or not single, but a single type of molecules, like aspirin or penicillin. Even multi-drug approaches such as combination therapy are just some more of the same. So, in fact, combination therapy such as HIV is based on a combination or a group of magic bullets, and these magic bullets are inspired by a whole new generation of drugs, by the herbs. Here, on the base concept as herbal medicine. Let's read on before that. Revolutionary thought modern medicine has been, revolutionary though modern medicine has been, there are a host of illnesses from depression to multiple sclerosis for which there is no magic bullets. Some respond better to the kind of mixtures found in herbs. Is it time to rethink? So they say that herbs actually can treat illnesses that cannot be solved by medicine. So this is a yes, a definite yes. Common therapy is based on the same concept as herbal. Now this is something strange. Here, combination therapy is based on multiple magic bullets, more of the same. Okay, each ingredient in the cocktail, which is the combination therapy, is a magic bullet. So the combination therapy is a multiple, or is a group of magic bullets. And modern medicine is point us towards a whole new generation. And this magic bullet is based on herbs. So if I have a whiteboard, okay, we have magic bullets. You know, the pure drug. All right, we have combination therapy. And finally, we have herbs. So if magic bullets, or if combination therapy is inspired by the magic bullets here, and the magic bullet is inspired by herbs, is the combination therapy and the herbs based on a single notion? No. The herbs are based on something else, if there are. This question would be correct here if and only if herbs were based on the magic bullets, or herbal remedies are inspired by the magic bullets, but they're not. It's the other way around. So herbs are above magic bullets, and these pure medicines are based on the herbs, or inspired by the herbs. Alright? So the last one is, sorry, here, no. Alright, so here we are. We have found the answers for this exercise, and I hope this would help. Let's jump for the next one. Please give me a moment. Alright, so we will just solve the next one, and this will be the last exercise in our session today, and perhaps even the end of the reading session, of the reading section. With any luck, or if there are no other points to be mentioned, I will move on to the writing section tomorrow or the next time. If not, I might do some exercises or continue with another piece like this. Anyway, let's read the questions first. Alright? Reading a text blindly will be a bit ineffective. So let's read the questions first. Then read the text, then solve the questions based on the text. Here's the question, and here are some other here's the question, and here are some other ones, and that's it. Alright? So, yeah, this, okay. Novelists, what type of article is this? Is it a review? Is it a review? A review is when you write your opinion about something and then discuss what you find good and what you find bad in anything. A book, movie, video game, anything. Case study is when you analyze a situation. Case study is when you analyze a situation and see what points support it and what points are not in its favor, and then lay a study. It doesn't have to include your opinion. A narrative is when you state what the events were. Okay, you state a series of events. A discussion is when you include the opinions of many people. All right. So let's take a look here at next year. Novelists have fewer restrictions on their work than playwrights. What's a novelist and what's a playwright? We'll see later. Novelists must agree to the demands of their editors. Playwrights envy the simplicity of the novelist's work. Is there a feeling of envy from the playwrights to the novelists? Music is a more significant element of theater than cinema. Is music more important in theater than cinema? We'll see. Experience is in the theater improves the work of screenplay writers. So whenever a writer has more experience in the theater, does that mean he'll be a better writer? He'll be more experienced, or he will have a better product? Playwrights can revise their work continuously. Directors usually have the final say in how a TV drama will turn out. Of course, again, this text will be in the order in which the paragraph is given. I'll solve this last. Let's take a look. The novelist's medium is the written word. One might almost say the printed word. The novel as we know it was born with the invention of printing. Typically, the novel is consumed by a silent, solitary reader who may be anywhere at the time. The paperback novel is still the cheapest, most portable and adaptable form of narrative entertainment. It is limited to a single channel of information, writing. But within that restriction, it's the most versatile of narrative forms. The narrative can go effortlessly anywhere, into space, people's heads, palaces, prisons, and pyramids, without any consideration of cost or practical feasibility. So in the novel, you can make any setting you wish. You just have to write about it. You don't have to make screens and sets and studios and so on. Okay, without any consideration of cost or practical feasibility. Let's stop here and see where we reached here. Novelists have fewer restrictions on their work than playwrights. So, fewer restrictions. Of course, it is limited to a single channel, but within that restriction, a single channel, it is very versatile. Okay? In determining, so this is a part. They say that it's limited to a single channel, writing, but it's very versatile. Let's compare it to the playwrights in the next paragraph, or in the next sentence. In determining the shape and content of his narrative, the writer of prose fiction is constrained by nothing except purely artistic criteria. Purely artistic criteria. There's a space, okay? Purely artistic criteria. This does not necessarily make his task any easier than that of the writer of plays and screenplays, who must always be conscious of practical constraints such as budgets, performance science, casting requirements, and so on. The very infinity of choice, just a moment. This does not necessarily make his task any easier than that of the writer of plays and screenplays, playwright, who must always be conscious of practical constraints such as budgets, performance time, casting requirements, and so on. The very infinity of choice enjoyed by the novelist is a source of anxiety and difficulty. But the novelist does retain absolute control over his text until it is published and received by the audience. He may be advised by his editor to revise his text, but if the writer refused to meet his condition, no one will be surprised. I think we have moved a bit further ahead. We need to take a look here at the consideration. This does not necessarily make his task any easier than that of the writer of plays and screenplays. It is implied that there is no difference. So, novelists have fewer novelists have fewer restrictions, but that doesn't mean that his work is easier. So fewer restrictions is a yes. Okay? Next. Novelists must agree to the demands of their editors. He may be advised by his editor to revise his text, but if the writer refused to meet this condition, no one would be surprised. Okay? So, this is a no. This is a clear no. Just a moment. So, let's carry on to the next question. Playwrights envy the simplicity of the novelist's work. Do they envy? It is not unknown for a well-established novelist to deliver his or her manuscript and expect the publisher to print it exactly as written. However, not even the most well-established playwright or screenplay writer would submit a script and expect it to be performed without any rewriting. This is because plays and motion pictures are collaborative forms of narrative, using more than one channel of communication. They have not mentioned anything about the envy of screenwriters. Envy is when you say, oh my God, you have the best job ever, I want to take your job. So, this is not given. Okay? Music is a more significant element of the theater than cinema. Quickly, The product of a stage play involves as well, the production of a stage play involves, as well as the words of the author, the physical presence of the authors, their voices and gestures as orchestrated by the director, spectacle in the form of lighting and the set, the studio, the surroundings, and possibly music. In film, the element of spectacle in the form of lighting and set, and possibly music, is more prominent in the sequence of visual images, heightened by the various devices of perspective and focus. So, of course, in the play or in the theater, you only have the actors standing on the stage, but nothing else. All right? But in the movie, all right, or in films, you generally have lots of things happening. If you watch Transformers, there are lots of special effects and focusing and many things that can be done with the camera, heightened by various perspective and focus. In film too, music tends. Sorry, there is no E here. Okay. So music, actually, it's tends, T-E-N-D-S. Who wrote this book? Tends. All right. Tends to be more pervasive and potent than in straight drama. Okay. In film too, music tends to be more pervasive and potent. What's potent? Means very effective, very clear. So in drama, or the theater, it is less significant than in a cinema. So the answer is no. Experience in the theater improves the work of screenplay writers. Let's see. Experience in the theater improves screenplay writers? Let's see. So although the script is the essential basis of both play and film, it is a basis for subsequent revision negotiated between the writer and other creative people involved. In the case of a screenplay, the writer may have little or no control over the final form of his work. Nothing about the experience yet. Contracts for the production of plays protect the rights of authors in this respect. Okay? They are given approval of the choice of director and actors, and have the right to attend rehearsals. They have the right to, I think this is one of the things here, I don't know. They have the right to attend rehearsals. Often a good deal of rewriting takes place in the rehearsal period, and sometimes there's an opportunity for more rewriting during previews before the official opening night. In film or television work, on the other hand, so all of this was in place. The screenplay writer usually has no contractual right to his degree of consultation. The practice in this respect varies very much from one. Now, there is no mention here about experience or so we'll leave this question a bit. Playwrights, okay, can revise their work continuously, and it's proven here that lots of rewriting can happen in the rehearsal period by playwrights. Okay, and playwrights is the people who write plays. So this one is right, not so yes. Okay, directors usually have the final say in how a TV drama will turn out. Do the directors have it? A TV drama. Practice in this respect very much from one production company to another, and according to the nature of the project and the individuals involved. In short, while the script is going through its various drafts, the writer is in the driver's seat, albeit receiving okay, be very careful with this word. It's not albeit, it's albeit, receiving advice and criticism from the producer and the director. He didn't say who has the final say yet? Do directors have the final say? But once the production is underway, the artistic control over the project tends to pass to the director. This is a fact overlooked by most journalistic critics of television drama, who tend, unlike film critics, to give all the credit or blame for success or failure of a production to the writer and actors, ignoring the contribution, for good or evil, of the director. So, this is in fact overlooked by most journalistic. Once the production is underway, artistic control over the project tends to pass to the director. Alright? So the answer here is yes. Let's get back here to the experience. This is not given. Okay? Let's just read the tip quickly. The yes and no questions will be presented in the order in which the answers occur in the test. Very easy. And what type of article is this? Is it a review? He's not talking about whether something is good or bad, or whether a book or a movie is good or bad. Is it a case study? Is it analyzing a certain case? Maybe. Is it a narrative? No, he's not telling a story. Is it a discussion? He's not viewing people's opinions. He's just having a case study. He's studying a situation in which is presented to the readers here. Okay, and then talking. Okay, he's not expressing his opinion very much. So, this concludes my lesson for today. I really hope you learned something new, which is how to find the difference between yes, no, and not given. Okay? I have solved many exercises with you, and it's very likely that you will have at least one question like this in the test. Usually in section 3, or in a question in one of the 5 first articles. And not the first or the second, maybe in the third or fourth. And the 5th one, it's very likely to have a yes, no question. Yes, no, not given question. So, this concludes my lesson for today, session 5. Thank you very much for watching this session, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.